Australia. Okay. Definitely some stuff. This is actually a big old stack of glass scenes. We'll just kind of have to blow through those. Glass scene, little stock page, album page, more stuff underneath. So what I've decided to do is I just organize things into pretty much an unorganized pile and an organized pile, or at least semi-organized, right? So first, let's take a look at the unorganized things. What I'm actually going to do is, since they're already unorganized and completely random, I'm just going to spread them out on the table. I've ended up with a massive pile here. Started putting them on the desk and I literally could not help myself. I just started sorting them. So anyway, I laid them all out. So let's take a look. Now I'll start up here. I kind of put all the heads up here and just a bunch of different designs. Very cool stuff. Different leaders. Famous people. I do like this one particularly. I think that's a nice looking stamp with the Queensland. Some more heads. Over here are kind of the older ones that I had. I did want to share. Oopsie, sorry. This guy. I like the cancel on that in Melbourne. So yeah, these ones are definitely these older ones with these profiles of the king, the ruler. And then yeah, so just some more heads. A block there. I definitely had a whole bunch of these guys. These are pretty common issues. They have a nice variety of stamps. I like it. Little flowers, got some animal life. I kind of misorganized that. That kind of belongs over there. So, I forget that guy's... A wombat, it says right there. Wombat. Yeah, I like it. One of the classics of Australia, the wombat. Yeah. Whole bunch of different stuff. I got a nice pair of strips here, horizontal strips. They are used. They're fairly recent issues, I would imagine. As I look at them, I don't see a year, but they're pretty neat looking. I like them. I guess each one comes together to make this kind of a bigger image, right? Painted picture. It's pretty cool. I like it. They all go together. I just got some more random ones here, some animals. Was it elves and fairies? Yeah, these are nice. They're pretty. They're pretty cool. I like them. Looks like a wombat again. Yep, that's a wombat. One thing that I remembered about Australia that I learned was they originally released this design with the kangaroo, and later, like all the other countries, they always were releasing portraits. Was the first kind of stamp that most countries did. And so I guess that they were like, whoops, we made a mistake, and we should have, why didn't we honor our king as the first stamp? I think that sounds right. And basically, so the next issue, they immediately went right ahead and released a portrait of the king. So a bunch of different stuff. So these were all unorganized. I'm just going to go ahead and, the ones that are singles, I'm just going to actually put them back in a unorganized glass scene, but the ones that have multiples, I'm going to give them their own so I can keep them separated. But yeah, I like the animals and the gems. I actually think that this one is pretty cool. I like that one. Not sure exactly what design that is. Oh, Star Sapphire. I thought that was cool looking. The animals I also like. And a bunch of this guy. Peace stamp. Yeah, that reminds me of these ones. Were like, I think, wartime, right? 1945. So, anyways, lots of different stuff, and Australia's got a nice variety of stamps. Sorry for the shaky camera, guys. I do like them. I like these ships as well, and there's also whoosh, the koala hanging out. Boy, he looks comfy. So yeah, a couple of imperfect airmail envelope stamps cut out, and then we have this guy, which actually I really do like this one. This one's pretty sweet. Nice margins. Postmark, I guess, says 63. So that was it for this big bundle of stamps. I'm going to move on to the organized glassines and stock cards now. This is looking like a set of Christmas stamps, and they're looking kind of Santa-y. Christmas Island. Ah, okay, Christmas Island. That's a place in Australia, apparently. Next up we have, what's this? This is number 2. So yeah, this is their Australia number 2 stamp with the roo. So 1 pence. It looks, I'd have to look up in the catalog, but it looks red. $1.75 cat price. This is a type 1. I've already verified with a watermark 8. Next, 19. Pretty cool looking portrait here. It's a nice color. A very clear cancellation on this one. This one's in pretty good shape. A little bit of perf damage at the top right, but a little crease maybe. The number 19 from 1915. Emerald color. Okay. Watermark 9. Perf 14. $1.60 cat value. Next up, another portrait here. This is number 71 from 1930. It says it's die 1, watermark 203, 90-cent cat value. This guy, what do we got? 106. Watermark 86, 30-cent cat, nothing too crazy, so there you go. And then we have another portrait. This is number 114 with 40 cents with watermark 228. And what's this? Number 121, another portrait. Well, maybe it's just number 21. Sorry, I think this is actually just number 21. Kind of hard to read the cancel. 59? I don't know. And so here's a glassine with Australia. It says number 171. Set of 8 stamps. So just for fun, let's see if that's for real. So, yeah, whole set of 8. Pretty cool. So I got another set of 8. I'm actually not going to pop these out, but pretty similar stuff to what we've been seeing. I've got a whole glassine full of this, just brimming with these. Well, I don't know about brimming, but I got a good bit of this stamp here. Looks like some flowers. 2 shilling stamps. Let me look this up real quick just to see what they're worth. Okay, so this seems to be number, 327. I think it's dark blue. It's only got a cat value of 25-cent use, so nothing special. And this is a flannel flower. It does say that. Flannel flower. So it's a nice glassine here. Just had a whole bunch of this flower stamp. Helichrysum Thomsoni? Thomsomnil? I don't know, whatever. Cool flower stamp. So this glassine here. Let's see. A whole bunch of same stamp over and over. It says number 318, 61 times 225, so it's worth $137. Okay, this says 620 at 60 cents. Okay, I wanted to verify the information on this glassine. Whoever wrote 620 at 60 cents, I was totally wrong. It definitely is number 318. There definitely are 61 of them. I actually was incorrect when I first added up my cat value because they're not used. They're mint. Let's see, mint never hinge. Like they are. I don't know how well you guys can see the gum, but man, they are just fresh. So that is very nice. Of course, these blocks, they're not perfect. Little bit of you can probably tell a little curvature there. So this one's been kind of messed with. Plus the perfs have been folded, obviously, and so they're actually $1 each. So there is 61. So that would be a 61 total cat value if you were going to look at it like that. Of course, like I was saying, these ones aren't perfect, but that's the general idea of how I'm doing it. And like, oh well, they are pretty good overall. But just to give us some kind of dollar figure. All right, this says number 317. It says there's 80 at a quarter a piece, so I have about $20 cat value. I'm not going to go through everything I went through with the last one. I'm just going to kind of take them out. Take a quick look. Wow, these are cool. Oh boy, okay. Let's take a look at this. It's looking like it's going to be one big old sheet. I know that I'm not wearing gloves, you guys. Just chill out. Whoa. Okay, this is kind of cool. This is a big portion of a sheet. Holy moly. That's way bigger than I thought it was going to be. So, yeah. Wow. Jeez. Big old section of a sheet. So this is, I would say, the right side of the sheet based on the margin. This would be the, selvage in the middle, separating the different panes. And then, so, yeah, those are all the same. It's 3.5 pence, stamp of the Queen. And let me bring you back down so you can see her better. Yeah, pretty cool. So this would be, this is part of a larger sheet. I don't know if the panes ended right here. If so, then that means that this would have been a margin separating another pane, an identical pane. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5 times 8 is 40. So these, I think, are 40 stamps per pane. So very clean looking gum. Very nice. Oh, unfortunately, it has been folded, so many times, but kind of a weird way to fold it too. Oh, there you go. This is a manila stock page here, and it's got a whole bunch of stuff. So let me zoom in for you. I'm not going to pull every single one of these out, but figure out we can just kind of breeze through real quick and see what kind of stuff we got here. I'm not sure why this guy did, N1, N2, as you mean like number 1, number 2, or what? Well, he's got a little baby. Oh my god, what do you call it? Lamb? I think. Okay, and some other cool stuff, yeah. These ones at the top look fairly recent. A couple of Christmas, 70, okay. And so these we have just some older used guys. That's a pair. Australia. Cows. The the 18th International Dairy Congress, 1970. It's definitely got some stamps in here. Oh, that's cool. Oh, it's got an older plane at the top. United Nations, Australia. So, some different stuff. And down here, definitely, it gets a little older. Let's see, guys. I know I saw a roux. This one's a perfin as well. I don't know what the perfin is. Can we tell? Looks like an OS. So, cool perfin roux stamp there. I'm just going to kind of pull up. Oh, yeah, okay, so I like the look of these ones. I just like these older ones. I think that we showed that one earlier, Emerald. This one's also a perfin. I like the little designs in the corners on this. On the crown. It's just a good looking stamp, but also, if you can't tell, a little kangaroo. And yeah, so that's just an older one. Of course, the one right next to it here is an old one as well, being the roux. That's the 3 pence. Postage Australia. Centenary of Mitchell's exploration of central Queensland. Yeah, I haven't seen all of these actually. I think when I was sorting this page, I just tossed it right into the folder. A pair there. Slogan cancel. What are you? It looks like a, what do you call it, peacock or something? A lyre bird. Maybe it's lyre bird. I'm not sure. Alligator. Pretty cool stuff. And so there's actually a whole row of the ones that I like here. These guys. These are cool. Bunch of slogan cancels. Kind of bigger stamps. They have a pretty wide frame. Nice. That's a nice pair with the slogan cancel there. What does it say? Include postal something, number in Melbourne, suburban address. So yeah, the nice little stock page. I don't really know what I'm going to do with these, and I think I'm just going to leave them all in here. And let fate decide what to do with these. So we're off to, let's see, this is some, don't even know. What is this? I don't remember this at all. There's 2 stamps, and a little protective sleeve. They look never hinged. They're definitely a little off kilter here. Give them their proper spacing. Come on, camera. There we go. So yeah, nice stamps. It says greetings 1770 to 1970. So this is just a little card. Very nice quality. You can see the texture of this paper. It's thicker and harder too. So Royal Visit 1970 stamp issue. I'm not sure how this opens. Let me take you up a little bit so you can see this. Open up. Very cool. It's actually kind of nice. I really do like the paper. These are approved working designs. So yeah, these must be samesies. Yeah. And gives you a little information about the royal visit. just in case anybody wanted to pause and read all that good stuff. Cool. This is the final page of Australia that I have. It looks like an album page. These are pretty early issues, so what I'm going to actually do is go and identify them, and if I can, without removing them, to check watermarks and stuff, and put a price. Okay, so I don't know how well you can actually see this for sure, but I'm going to just walk you through just for fun the way that I just checked the perfs on this, because there's definitely a few numbers this stamp could be. I'm torn between 115, 133, and like 145 or something, so anyways, basically I have to measure the perfs to be sure. So they're either 13 or 12, and sometimes 12 and 11 and a half. So let's first check just for fun with the 13, and I'm going to use actually this gauge. And the way that I'm going to do this is, oh yeah, so the perfs are crappy enough on the bottom of this that I can't trust it. And since we're saying if it was a 13, that it would be 13 on all sides. I don't think it's a big deal which side you check. So I'm going to go with this side since it has better perfs. Now, what I'm actually looking at when I'm doing this, since these are already mounted in the album page, is I'm going with these little lines here. Now, you'll notice the dots, of course, are for the perforations, but the lines are pretty much going to be, should be mating with the extended perfs that are sticking out, right? So basically, all I got to do is line up these lines with the perf nubs. And as long as they line up correctly, then I should have properly identified this. So I'm basically going to, what I do when I do this is, I pick a one to focus my eye on. Like I'm going to go with this line right here, and we're going to go with that perf right there. And I'm just going to line that up, center it as well as I can to begin with, and that looks pretty good to me. Now I'm just going to go ahead and look line by line, and oopsies, and just reference all the perfs should line up with these lines perfectly. So basically, looks good, looks good, looks good. This one's kind of to the side. Boom. That one's right in the middle of the actual perf hole. So this is definitely not a 13. You'll notice that one's not in line. That one kind of is. That one kind of is. That is. But I lost it. See, this one's the dead giveaway. That one's right in the middle. There's no way this is a 13 perf. So we're going to say that it's probably supposed to be a 12. Now, let's say if it's a 12 all the way around, then it shouldn't matter if it's just perf 12 all the way around. So we're going to go ahead and do the same thing with this guy. So I'm going to line up this line first, and I'm going to go check each perf. Boom, boom, looks good, looks good, looks good. That one's sorted to the side, that one's sorted to the side. They're not lined up very well. Look at this one. Yeah, I mean, the further I go, the more I'm thinking that one's practically in the hole, this one right here. So it must not be a 12. Maybe it is that 11 and a half. So let's scooch this over. Same thing once again. With our 11 and a half gauge. Let's line that up. Let me take a look here. So I'm starting right here. Good, 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 good. That's pretty good, 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 man. Okay, so I'm going to go with this must have, the vertical sides must be 11 and a half. And since we're saying it should be a 12 by 11 and a half, that means that the top and bottom perfs must be 12. Now, since the bottom perfs suck, I'm actually going to check it with the top. Yeah, you guys can still see. Let me move this a little bit, though. So let's check the top, see if they're 12s. I'm starting at the left side here. I'm lining it up. And I'm going, I'm going to start pretty much with this first perf here. So that's good, 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 good. Yeah, I mean, these totally line up. So I'm utterly convinced, which I already checked this. I just decided why not show you how I did it. That this is definitely a 12 by 11 and a half, and it's pretty minor that that half difference in the perfs. It's pretty small. You really do got to check these lines and take a good look at them and scrutinize it. And there's nothing wrong with using a magnifying glass or anything like that. Anyway, so that is how I just determined what stamp this must be, because knowing that it's going to be, it could have been a 115, but that has 13 perf, so not a chance. So we move over to that it's probably a number 145. It's a 1 penny carmine, and it should have watermark 74. Now I'm not going to take it out of this page to check, but I can already tell you that through the process of deduction of any potential stamps that this could be, I'm only left with 145. So done deal. Now that guy, unfortunately, cat value 25 cents, ain't worth jack. But at least I've identified it. My handwriting is such garbage. So yeah, and then this is 145, 1906 to 1912 is what it says. So I think that they actually put this in the wrong spot on this album page, because you'll notice that we're in 1868 to 82. So they screwed this up, whoever owned this. I will admit, it looks like the same design. So I'm actually second guessing myself at this moment, but I mean, I just did everything that was necessary. Actually, you know what? No. We're going to take this off, and we're going to see what the watermark is. I'm not going to play any games. Wow, that one's stuck pretty good. I can always hinge it back in here, or if it just doesn't belong there, I'll just leave it out. My God, check this out later. See ya. All right. So let's throw this in the watermark checker and see if we can identify the watermark. Okay, so apparently watermark 74 should be a crown and a single-lined A. Let's see if we can see anything here. Tongs. Oh, there's definitely a crown there in the middle. I don't know. Oh yeah, that's it. Tell us 100%. It's yeah. I know that it can be a little hard to see in the camera, but you can probably see it almost looks like bunny ears, but that's a crown, and then you can actually see the A. It's kind of faint, but it's definitely there. It's definitely a single line A. So I don't really feel so bad about taking it out of that page now, because it was in the incorrect place anyways. Sorry guys. Here, let me show you in the catalog, just for fun, that it could have been in 1868. So whoever put it in there wasn't totally wrong. It did match the image, but he did not do the due diligence to identify it completely. So here we are in the catalog, and here's our stamp right here. Now this guy, when we zoom in on her, is an A6 image design. Here's our guy. So there's also an A6A, totally different stamp. But you'll see in the catalog, yeah, I mean, here are the release of these designs, and it happens to be 1868. So I can understand why that design's in there. And the first actual A6 here is 1868 to 75. So that's number 57. It would have been actually a pretty decent cat value, 850, whatever. But different color, and yeah, so you'll notice on these other Australian stamps, most of them are pence. They're not pennies. They're usually pence, right? So that actually made this stand out pretty good. But how I figured out what number it was you scroll down to the bottom. Sorry, I lose my place. Of this kind of section, and it says to see all these other numbers. Yeah. So I just went and checked all these other numbers and ended up, okay, it's either a 115, a 133, or a 145, and that's what we just went through to determine. When you go to the other page here, is see here's what it could have been, A6, 1 pence, or 1 penny. It could have been 115, but it would have had to have a perf of 13. And then, so you made our way over here to 145. Finally, another A6. It's a 1 penny carmine, watermark 74. And in this section, it does say 12, perf 12, and 12 and 11 and a half. So anyway, that was just a run through. I usually don't go this in depth, just for fun. I felt like it to show you guys that that was the story for that stamp. Cool. Now I'm going to check all the other ones, and we'll see. Okay, so I spent probably, I'm going to say 25 minutes, unfortunately, dicking around, identifying these stamps. So this guy here is blue-green. That's number 57. It's from 1875, has a cat value of 850, and the perfs are rouletted. Now, I wanted to show you, just as a comparison, this other stamp. I don't know how well you guys are going to be able to see, but the difference for the rouletted perfs is they're more jagged for one thing. It's almost like a V cutout instead of more of a circular perf design. This isn't working very well with this, but you'll see that these perfs, they have nice kind of circular divots, you know, the holes that were punched out, they have those nice circular dips, you know, in the perfs. Especially you can see on the side here, they're just kind of rounded, right? So anyway, this guy is rouletted, and the perfs are much more jagged. Sorry guys. So anyways, yeah, the perfs are much more jagged on this stamp. You can tell pretty much at the bottom just how jagged they look, and that is a rouletted stamp. They're not normal perfs. So anyway, I just wanted to try and share that with you guys. Kind of hard to get a good view of that, but this one has regular perforations, where the other one is what we call rouletted. So besides that, when I went to look this up, there was a slew of different stamps that this could be, and I actually didn't have to take it out to check the watermark because of one main factor, which is the color. The first earliest one, which is this one, number 57, is a blue-green, and every single other potential variety was green. Now, I can tell you with confidence, this ain't green. This is blue-green. Green is green, right? This is definitely bluish, so done deal for that one. Next thing was this orange stamp. Now this is actually, like we were looking in the catalog, this is that A6A design. Definitely a different design, and this one I did check. It is Watermark 73, which is the crown with the SA. 73 is one of the difference between the watermarks on these stamps, at least watermark 72 and 73, is actually the spacing of the S and the A letters. So 73 has close SA, 74 the S and the A are, or 72 the S and the A are kind of spaced out. So anyways, this based on checking the watermark is what I had to do. This I came up with this number, watermark 73, so that makes this a number 65 orange, and it's only worth 60 cents. It is from 1876 to 80. So anyways, they had that in the wrong spot as well on that sheet. The last one on that page, and the last Australia stamp that I have is this purple stamp. This is also an A6A design. Did a bunch of checking. I did have to pull this guy out to verify the watermark as well. I actually thought it was a 72, and then went back in the catalog and realized for whatever reasons that it actually couldn't be a 72. It has to be a 73 because of the perfs. So anyways, 116 is this stamp. It only has a 25-cent catalog value. So I hope you guys enjoyed this look into my Australia stamps that I have collected. Uh, those stamps were pulled out from many different collections, of course, just like all of these in here. And yeah, not bad. I've seen much more valuable stamps in these cabinets. None of those were super heavy hitters, but they were definitely cool to look at. There's a lot of good stuff in there. So yeah, most of the time I wouldn't expect me to look so detailed into them all or give you walkthroughs how to check watermarks, at least in this series. For some reason this morning I just simply felt like it. I actually wanted to bother sorting them and wanted to identify some, and just never know. There's no real rhyme or reason to how I do these episodes. I've decided I'm just going to do it by the seat of my pants. We're just going to see how it goes. Every episode I don't have any intended structure or anything like that. All this stuff is just kind of improvised. I don't have any plan for any of this. I originally thought maybe I will have like a certain structure to each video and whatever. There's a lot of folders to go through and an awful lot of stamps to look at. I'm going to look at some in more detail than others, and we'll just kind of see what I got and how I do each episode as they happen. So anyways, really appreciate you watching. Feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoy these videos. I'll be back next week with some more stuff, and we'll see what I have. Take care. Bye-bye.